Greetings everyone, I am Lotus Prince, and for this Let's Play we are going to be tackling Revenge of the Ninja for the Sega CD. If that delivery sounded really corny, it's because it was. It's also how the game says it when you turn it on. Yeah, this is going to be amusing. This game was produced by Renovation Products, which, like Road Avenger, was also a QTE game with unique hand-drawn animation, so it ought to be a pretty good time. Now, what's different between this and Road Avenger? Well, there are a few things. First of all, this game has more levels, but the levels themselves are shorter. Second, there are more directions you need to press instead of just left and right. However, you only need to tap the buttons, as is the case with most QTE games, instead of hold them down, like you needed to do in Road Avenger. Also, most notably, this game is a lot cheesier than Road Avenger. Road Avenger played off as pretty serious business. Revenge of the Ninja has a certain sense of humor about itself, so it'll make for a pretty good time. Now, regarding the story of the game, one thing that was pointed out to me about Road Avenger is that it really was just like an arcade game, so any story put into it about you being the cops of Stop and stopping the bad guys of Scum was probably produced entirely for the American localization just to give you more context should you ask for it. But I doubt that that's what would be considered canon. You probably were just some angry guy who was going around murdering people with his crazy souped-up car. So Revenge of the Ninja also has a very amusing story put behind it by Renovation Products. Like I said for Road Avenger, Revenge of the Ninja has about as entertaining an instruction booklet as it does game content. Here we go. The Quest for Justice, Revenge of the Ninja. Aye! My face contorted in pain as the heavy stick slammed into my thigh. I took control of my anger as I high-kicked my opponent's face. As he hit the ground, I knew I was victorious. I've studied Desmo for almost 16 years. Most of my studies were in Gela, my hometown. I've been at this school in Kamala for over a year now, the longest I've ever been away from home. As I remember Gela, I reached for my necklace. 2 years ago, Astov, the king of Gela, wore this very necklace. He was kidnapped and then brutally killed by Lougi, the despised ruler of the Castle of Evil. I guess Lougi, L-O-U-G-I. Astov's daughter, Teresita, Terry to me, found his necklace in the woods and gave it to me before I left for Kamala. As she put it around my neck, Terry said, "Hayate, you are like my father, very strong, but kind and gentle. This is why I give you this necklace. May it be a symbol of your duty to your homeland as you seek your fortune and hone your skills." When I woke the next day, Kamala was quieter than usual. The morning air felt heavier and a dark cloud loomed over my soul. I knew something was wrong. That afternoon, after my daily run, I discovered what it was. A friend gave me a terrible message. My father was wounded in battle at the Castle of Evil. Just how badly is my father hurt? I asked. My friend looked away. He wouldn't answer. That evening I packed my bags. I would start my journey first thing in the morning since it was safer traveling during the daylight. The morning sun woke me. Rubbing my eyes, I wished I had been able to sleep better. Thoughts of my father had haunted my mind. With bags in hand, I walked to the river, gathered some water, and started my trip. After 2 days' travel, I reached Gela at night. I was glad of the late hour since it prevented the nosy townspeople from discovering my return. As I walked through the door of my home, I saw my father sleeping on his bed. He looked pale and exhausted. I decided I would wait to talk with him in the morning. I went to my old room. Nothing had changed. I climbed into bed, knowing this would be the best sleep I had gotten in a long time. I am finally home with my father, I thought, smiling to myself as I fell asleep. The next morning I walked into my father's bedroom. "Oh, Hayate, my son, I am so happy to see you, but I fear there is not much time left in this life for me," he said. "Please, father, tell me what happened," I cried. "Lougi, the evil wizard, has kidnapped the princess. I stormed the Castle of Evil to save Terry, and I was mortally wounded." Anger started to build up inside me. "Damn that Lougi!" I shouted. Whew. My father continued to speak about the castle and the evil within it. Evil with a capital E. "Listen carefully, my son. Lougi has used magic to hurt all who oppose him. Lougi is now very powerful, and I grow too old to protect the townspeople and honor our family's ancient oath. Now I must leave you with this task." "Father, I'm much too young. My training is still incomplete," I cried. My father continued to speak in a whisper about the castle and the growing evil. "I am not just leaving you in charge of the townspeople and their safety because you are my son. I am leaving this honor to you, because you, unlike most people, have learned to wear no mask, only the face of truth. Remember, my son, one who believes in the power of the ninja is one who believes in himself. Hayate, I am leaving this mortal life, but I will still live within your soul. I will be beside you, aiding you in your quest. Goodbye, my son," he said, his voice getting softer and softer. "No," I cried. "Father, don't leave me." But he was gone. My father's hand became cold. A tear fell from my eye and onto my father's hand. I sat there for what seemed like hours, yet only had minutes passed. Thoughts of Lougi, the castle, and Princess Terry filled my mind. I loved the princess with all my heart, but as I sat there I felt such fear. Could I do it? With that thought in my mind, another tear fell from my cheek and splashed upon my father's sword. As I watched with amazement, the sword glowed. Its heat melted my tear. I remembered my father's words about believing in the power of the ninja, with a capital N. Now I knew what he meant. I vowed I would protect the townspeople, save the princess, and destroy Lougi. I picked up my father's sword and yelled to the heavens above, "Father, I believe in the power of the ninja. I believe in the quest, my family's honor, and most of all, I believe in you." As I said those words, the sword jumped in my hand and began to move in the direction of the castle. I followed with pride, as my quest for truth to save the princess, and most of all, revenge, began. Wait a second. About the ninja thing. What? Believes in himself. Okay, I guess there's nothing inherently about good, but revenge seems a little much, doesn't it? Now, here's one thing that particularly amuses me. Except for that the princess was captured by a bad guy, absolutely none of this is ever referenced or even relevant to the gameplay at all. It's amazing. What I also like is that it says revenge in the ninja is shown through the scroll of the mystic storyteller. So they give context to why the picture is kind of small and has this little background behind it. But what really tickles me is that I need to see where it says it. It definitely says it. Yes. This is my favorite. When you get the arrows telling you which direction to move in, it says Hayate's father uses a golden arrow, capital G, capital A, to direct his son. So there's actually, like, context for why we're seeing the QTEs presented to us. It's because of the spirit of our father. Like, the arrows are real. They're in the game. They're not just for the player, they're for Hayate. That really gets me. Now, I'm not going to go further into the game's instruction manual just yet, as far as the story is concerned, but with Road Avenger, the renovation product did what a lot of Sega producers did at the time. They would give you descriptions of the levels. Oh, there's a crazy sewer level. Watch out for cars in the tunnels. It's dark in there. And stuff like that. You'd see that all the time in like Sonic the Hedgehog with Green Hill Zone. Go through loop-de-loops. Watch out for spikes. So that was really standard fare. What you're going to see later is that this game is not really divided so much into levels as it is encounters. The environments, for the most part, are rather unremarkable. It's who you go up against that really sticks in your head. And oh boy, when you see the descriptions for those things, I'm going to save that for after. So what we are going to do is we are going to storm the Castle of Evil and try to save Princess Terry. I know that's not her full name, but that just sounds so weird to me. We're going to save Princess Terry for the revenge of the ninja. Can we take down the evil Lougi and save the day? Only one way to find out. Let's go crazy. That really gets me every time.
Game creative staff. Wolf Team.
Welcome back, Wolf Team.
Revenge of the Ninja.
Oh boy.
Directly from mysterious Japan to the Western world comes a new superhero, Ninja Hayate. beat the invincible samurai warriors and ferocious monsters in head-to-head combat, or elude their vicious attacks with your own style. The castle of evil awaits you. Dare to enter. Good luck.
Man, that is such an arcade intro. Also, Mysterious Japan. Oh boy. Lives, all of them. Level, easy, for God's sake. Let's do this thing. You like how the lives are shuriken? That's some trap. Oh, jeez. Okay. Hayate's ready for this.
What?
What? Well, that didn't work. And that's not even like poor reflexes. You have to choose and hope you get it right. I'll go up this time. Oh, come on! Don't worry, this game doesn't normally have that many gotcha deaths. But I sure burned through 2 lives, didn't I? That you just have to remember. There it is, I'm out. It is kind of funny, though. You just jump out the window like an idiot. Oh, God. I remember this one being intense. This thing's serious. A net. Perfect. Wow. This thing really wants me dead. This is pretty awesome. And it's the longest level yet. Once again, you'll notice that the context actually makes sense. Although with some of them, what the character does make sense, and you might not have known that that's what he would do. So there's still a little bit of memorization required if you want to do hard mode. Jeez. This guy's relentless. Oh. I'll take the rocket launcher, please. It's terrifying. Yeah, you would not have known that he would go left at... Oops, at that point. That's a bad way to go. Yeah, it gets rough if you die at the end of a long sequence and you have to redo it. But that was just a total flub on my part. Now I'm good. Ow! Stabs him in the freaking eye. Damn, Hayate. Well then. Let's do this thing. That's not fair. Ugh. Why don't they both go at the same time? That would be a good way to kill intruders. There we go. Unless you really wanted to stress him out. Nailed it! As you'll see, the stages are shorter than those in Road Avenger, but there are more of them, so the games are similar lengths. Oh. Hey, you're from the opening movie. Man, forget that. You like how the little glow kind of gives you a hint? I'm following the arrows, but on harder modes, the glow would help you out. Also, why did she explode? I cut her hair. She didn't explode the first time I cut her hair. I am not ready for this. It's terrifying. At this point, I would just leave. Forget this. I don't need to be here. Not that badly. Just a hand and a giant eye. It's the worst. Oh, it's a robot. The 90s. You could stab a creature in the eye, but can't cut off its finger without it being a robot. Also, we're still going. Damn, nice dodge. The hand's still just here. I guess this is our boss stage. Just like with the giant robot. The other giant robot. Got him. Look at my high score. I'm killing it. Ooh. Hey, it's what's his name from Samurai Showdown. I never remember his name. Like my favorite character, the green guy. With the claws. Probably my favorite because he has the claws. And this guy's serious. Really? Come and kiss. Freaking ninja. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think ninja really were like had this much like swagger during their fights. Well, I got out of the claw guy. I guess he gets to just walk away and be evil elsewhere. Also, I have these. I remember the stage being kind of tricky, because there's like, it's very hard to determine where to go. Like, some cues are more obvious than others, but everything here is gray rock. You see that the left tunnel glowed? They would have gotten rid of the arrow cues on harder modes. You'd have to go for that. You know what I love about those spikes? They assume that I'd be having these water shoes. If I were just a random intruder who fell in and was, like, slogging through the water, the spikes would have just gone over my head. It's because I'm standing on these floaty things that the spikes are allowed to hit me at all. Also, god damn. Perfect. Oh, am I good? Nope. Come on. Well, okay. Now what? Strange flying thing. I can't quite make out what it is. Oh, crap. I'm dead. Freaking ridiculous. The way that slash appeared, I'm totally dead. There's no way I'm not. There it is. Damn, this guy doesn't play around. There's two of them? Also, I'm a pretty good tree jumper. What am I playing? Legend of Kage? Once again, they failed to kill me, but they get to walk. I love how the first quick time event is just not falling off of the rope. Like, there's no overt threat, it's just my own balance.
No way back.
Oh god, it's a Tengu. A fire-breathing Tengu. That is a problem. Damn, nice. I like this guy. This is pretty badass. Oh man, this guy is relentless. Also, once again, nice jump. Well, got him. He may or may not be alive. Only time will tell. Ooh, it's Army of Darkness. Are these the Army of Darkness skeletons? They're just kind of irritating. Nope, they're serious. Also, opening movie. These things are way too spooky for me. Nice. Less nice. Grow that back. Okay. What does it take? Jeez. They came out of the stone stairs? Nicely done. These guys just can't be killed. What? I'm not even sure what I just did. Except that I won. Hooray! Oh, we're moving right along. I kind of like this not Mortal Kombat tune. Oh, that sucks. What is this, Ninja Turtles? Just like the corniest way of beating bad guys. Almost there. That was close. Now looks like we got boss time again, because this guy's actually serious. I kind of like this guy. He's serious. He's got kind of a badass weapon too. And I guess we got... okay. Well then. This game moves quickly. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. That was unexpected. These guys from Dark Souls? What are their names? Sif? It's Sif from Dark Souls. That is terrifying. Also, he should probably slash and not stab. That is some jump. Everyone's a good jumper in this game. You just kick him. Guess I evaded them. I guess they just gave up and went home. Oh, this place sucks just immediately. Also, why would those be here? Think about that. Well, what purpose do they serve? Are they expecting a man to be on the conveyor belts? Ugh. No, thank you. Is this the clock from Super Mario 64? Like, why am I here? What is this place? What good does it do? At least the clock in Mario was a clock. This is like that topsy-turvy level in American McGee's Alice. It's just machines for the sake of being machines. Ugh. Ow. Hell no. Oh, thank God. I got it. Ooh, I think this is the penultimate stage.
Princess.
Easy now. We're almost there. Oh my God. Now that's a boss. I don't know if I could fight that. Careful now. Oh, so I beat it because it was an idiot. Alright. And now for the ultimate stage.
Princess!
I had to help me.
Perfect voice acting. Also, this guy could be trouble. How do you fight that? Come on! Why would you have that for your stairs? In case I did that, like, I guess it actually happened, so good planning, but come on! Man, this guy plays dirty. Freaking teleporting, being twice my height. What are you, Death Adder? No, you're Maleficent. My reaction exactly. Good thing I had that. How did I have that? Also, pretty good steering for something that glides. Damn, that was pretty badass.
Let's get out of here.
Jeez. Let me know if you're not following the plot. I'll explain things to you.
Hey, I did it!
Ugh. That is so cheesy. This game is way cheesier than Road Adventure. Yay! I didn't even continue. And that was after having two just unfair deaths on the second level. Or third, whatever it was. Damn, I'm good. So as you can see, it's another short game, but the idea is the replay value for seeing the death scenes and for the varying levels of difficulty. You'll notice that you don't actually die in this game, or at least see it happen. You either just make like a goofy face, or it's implied. In Road Avenger, your freaking car explodes. Not much interpretation left for that. Or not much left to interpretation, I should say. This game is considerably sillier than Road Avenger, but it's still definitely charming and plays in a very similar way. I love the Tengu guy. And then I just kind of smack him to the side and leave. Alright. The most violent this game got was surprisingly violent, actually, considering you don't ever really hurt anything. You stab the fish in the freaking eye with a katana. Didn't appear to get rid of the eye, though. I guess it just really, really hurt. Then you have Dark Gold over here trying to kill you. I'll give you 3 free internets if you know who Dark Gold is. Got freaking goofy. And thus we flew into the sun, and our wings burned like Icarus's. The end. Even though it was probably the moon. I know exactly what I'm talking about, don't worry about it, I'm fine. Come on now, give me those sweet, sweet points. Show me my score. Hell yes. I mean, I'm playing on easy mode. It's not like it's a high bar, but hey! Those are that crazy synth sound. It's hysterical. Like something you'd have on like your MIDI files. Oh, whoops. Can I go back? Yes, I can. There we go. I'll just do locked for Lotus again, even though it's really lame. Okay. Locked. Yeah, not a high bar. I mean, of course, I think your score resets if you get a game over and you continue, so there is that. I basically got first place for not continuing. Yay! Well, let's just skip that for now. So that was a pretty fun game. Again, like Road Avenger, really quick, but definitely charming in its own right.
Well, we've done it. We beat Revenge of the Ninja. This was a fun game. As you saw, it was more about enemy encounters than level design, and it was considerably cheesier than Road Avenger, but it was still a blast. Oh, and speaking of a blast, one thing I have to mention, as I said, the instruction booklet for this game gives you a whole lot of backstory on things that kind of don't call for it, and you gotta hear the list of enemies. They also go a bit into places. For example, the Castle of Evil. The Castle of Evil is known throughout history as one of the world's most sinister and deadly places. Some say evil, with a capital E, grew there, and without the castle, there would be no evil. The Castle of Evil was built 2,101 years ago as a monument to the horrific massacre of his enemies by the fascist ruler Kilo, the ancestor of Lougi. Now the Castle of Evil stands proud and tall, representing all that is evil and chaotic. Lougi, the ruler of the castle, also known as the Soul Stealers, the incarnation of evil. Evil must fall to its knees in the presence of Lougi. Well, damn. And as for where Hayate is from, Kamala is a country south of Gela. Kamala is known primarily for its beauty and serenity. Its people are dedicated to the art of Desmo, an ancient form of spiritual enlightenment and physical fighting practiced by a select group of warriors. Only the true warriors of good can come to Kamala for Desmo training. Good with a capital G. Very few warriors are of pure enough spirit to experience the final levels of Desmo and become masters in the ninja arts. And yet we're off for revenge. Seems a little impure to me. I don't know. I'm not a ninja. Gela, Hayate's homeland, is known for its rich land, bountiful crops, and dark forests. Its people are well informed in the ways of life and use their knowledge to spread the way of good. They are very mysterious and reclusive. And now we get to my favorite part. What's effectively the best area of the game. Do you remember that Tengu-looking guy with the bird's wings and head, but he breathed fire and had a katana? His name, there's no freaking way this is the original name, is Marco Kilmore. Kilmore's frightening appearance is due to one of Lougi's experiments gone wrong. At the age of 9, Kilmore was a participant in Lougi's attempts to harness superhuman strength, but when the experiment failed, he was transformed into a number of different birds and beasts and is now a cross between a rooster and a fire-breathing dragon. Enraged, Kilmore vowed to wreak havoc upon the world. Now, as the servant of evil, Kilmore lives only to destroy good. And I love this one. Remember the old man poking at us with his spear when we were hiding in the ceiling? That's Zalin, the Avenger of Darkness, and Master of the Mortal Mind, is said to be 160 years old. He has been on his own since the age of 6, when he was kicked out of his home and exiled from his town for reasons too horrible to mention. He decided to take matters into his own hands and destroy everything and everyone. Now he worships the dark side and follows his master Lougi's every whim. Although he is armed with a deadly spear, he is most dangerous because of his ability to build the machines of destructions, which are placed strategically around the castle. So those crazy contraptions in the dungeons we've explored, apparently this dude built them. Who knew? Then we have the Wolves of Seidenfeld. Remember that Sith-looking pack with the swords in their mouths? The Wolves of Seidenfeld are pets of Lougi and have been trained since birth to kill all that is good. They never travel alone, so if you run into one, you're bound to meet the whole pack. They are armed with teeth that will rip through your flesh and claws that will slice you into their next meal. Be warned, these animals are far from dumb. Then we have that Asura-looking statue with the 6 arms and swords. Vengor is the guardian Lougi appointed to guard the princess. His orders are to destroy anyone who threatens to steal the princess from Lougi. Vengor is 100 feet tall and strong enough to reduce a whole castle to dust with one punch. With his 6 sword-wielding arms, he is a worthy opponent, and you must use caution when you battle him. I love this stuff. And then we have only one more set of enemies. We have the Medusa woman, Desfall. She's Lougi's only child, but she's nothing like her father. Certain that he had lost her to good, on Desfall's 16th birthday, Lougi had Zalin cast a powerful curse that turned her heart to evil and her head to a coil of snakes. She initially appears as a beautiful girl, but watch out. Then we get to one of my favorites. The giant robot, Destroyer, MPK, for Merciless Powerful Killer. Seriously, is Zalin's favorite machine of destruction. He is said to be 20 feet high and to weigh over 2 tons. He is armed with missiles, a giant axe, and ninja stars that cut through metal. He is deadly, and even bulletproof armor cannot protect Hayate from his might. His weak point, however, is that he can be outsmarted since he is not very bright. Of course you have your generic ninja army. There's an army of ninjas guarding the Castle of Evil. Some are armed with swords, stars, bombs, or chains, and others are armed only by their wits. All are sworn to spill the blood of any warriors of good. And finally, the big boss, Lougi, Warrior of Darkness. Lougi is pure evil. He is heartless and cruel. At the age of 13, Lougi murdered his whole family, including his infant brother, pledging his allegiance to the Prince of Darkness, and taking the title of Warrior of Darkness. Remember, Zalin was kicked out of his town when he was younger for a worse crime because it's too horrible to mention. Huh. And of course it says there are many other creatures and traps not mentioned that you'll discover must defeat on your own. I was kind of hoping they'd have a bio for the skeleton army, but these were still immensely entertaining. And by the way, only a couple of more things. Number one, I had made a throwaway joke when we were jumping through the really tall trees, and I said, "What is this, Legend of Kage?" For those of you who don't know, that's a really old game for the original NES. But apparently, Vice the Bold told me that it's not literally the same character, but this game was made by the same publisher as Legend of Kage, and Hayate looks just like the guy from Legend of Kage, and even the plot's kind of similar. So that was a really funny coincidence. Also, I made a Dark Gold reference to Lougi himself, that, in case you don't feel like looking it up, he's the final boss of Golden Axe 2. That's obscure, but it just kind of popped into my head. Now, last thing, this is one of those games that, like Road Avenger, the replay value comes from finding the unique death screens and also playing the game on harder difficulties. This game has 3 levels of difficulty. On the first 2, you get the arrows telling you where to go, although the reaction times are way more demanding on normal. On hard mode, you lose the arrows, and you'll only instead have to rely entirely on context, For example, when you're tunneling through that river where the rocks are coming on either side, move out of the way of those. You should know which way to go at that point. But also, you might have noticed sometimes there are little glows on the screen that give you vague hints of where to go. So those will still be there, but the actual arrows, not so much. Now, if you beat the game on hard mode, this is the coolest thing. If you pull that off, then after the credits, if you select that you're done, the game will show you a certificate that you earned, a Master of the Ninja Arts degree, awarded to your name for exhibiting the bravery, courage, and resourcefulness necessary to complete Renovation Products Revenge of the Ninja. So what the instruction manual tells you to do is take a picture of your screen. I can capture direct footage, of course, but take a picture of your screen, for those of us who were playing this game back in the 90s, and you can actually mail it to Renovation Studios. My favorite part is the address. You actually mail it to, you can't see it, but I'm not joking, Ninja Master, Renovation Products, and then you put in the address. It's delightful. And after a little while, they'll actually mail you a real certificate that you can put on your wall. That just cracks me up. Like, whoa, how long were you studying whatever subject? Oh, there was no studying. I beat a video game in less than a half hour. I have a Master of the Ninja Arts degree. That's Dr. Lotus Prince to you. Like, that just really cracks me up. Overall, the game was fun. The instruction manual was fun. It was a good time. And I hope that you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing this game. So, that takes care of my QTE games. We'll see what comes up in the next Let's Play. Until next time, everyone.